Hi, how are you? Hope you're well. Today we are here to start challenging myself essentially. So for those of you that watched my end of year tag and wrap up, something very important for me is to push myself out of my comfort zone, pick up books that I've heard a lot of good things about that I've been scared to pick up for one reason or another. And it's very important for me to continue challenging myself because I want to find more authors that I love and I want to find what types of books I like, because even though I've been reading fantasy for 2 years, I still struggle to kind of pick and choose what I enjoy and what I don't. So for this video, we are starting the Legendborn series. So I'm starting with book 1, Legendborn, obviously. And then if I enjoy it, I will also be reading book 2 in this video, which is Bloodmarked. I'm excited. I've been looking forward to starting this for over a month now. So yeah. I am actually about 76% of the way through. I think I just got to chapter 45, which is on page 405. I didn't mean to wait this long before giving an update, but life just kind of got in the way and I didn't have time or the energy to film on the days that I did have time, which is unfortunate, but you know, that's just the way cards roll sometimes. But yes, I'm 76% of the way through, so I'm not going to give too many opinions right now because obviously the end is right there. My one thing is this book is very strange because I get very bored when she's not doing stuff. My favorite parts of the book where I've been most intrigued have either been Bree and Selwyn's interactions or when she's actually in the trials or fighting demons and it's the heavy action. Her scenes with Nick I find quite boring, and quite frankly, I don't know why, because he's been very nice so far, and maybe I'm completely wrong, but there's something about Nick that rubs me the wrong way and I don't trust him. There is just, I truly can't say what it is. There's just a feeling in my gut that I'm like, there's something about this kid that I don't like. And I think she has a lot more chemistry with Selwyn. Personally, her and Nick, it was very insta-lovey. And so I'm holding out. I'm not rooting for her and Nick. If they end up together, I don't think I'd have an issue with it. However, I'm holding out. I don't think he's endgame. If I had to pick between the two, I think I'd pick Selwyn because I think they have much better chemistry and they understand each other a lot better. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. That's the only thing I really wanted to touch on. If you've read it, please let me know if you agree on the whole Nick thing. Like, is he? I don't know. I don't trust him. There's something about him. But anyway, I'm going to go finish it over the next 2 days and then I will check back in with you and let you know my final thoughts. And at this point, yes, I'm definitely going to be reading Bloodmarked. It's good. I really enjoy it.
I forgot to review Legendborn, but I ended up giving it 4 stars. This book was so good. I completely get the hype, and I'm so happy that I started off my year with this read. It was the perfect step out of my comfort zone and I can't wait to continue the series. I do have to be honest though, I did not connect with this book as much as I would have liked. However, I think that's because I know absolutely nothing about King Arthur, Excalibur, and so on. I think if I'd done just a bit of research beforehand, the magic system would have made a lot more sense to me. But because I didn't, it kind of just flew over my head a bit. But, like I said, this book was so good. I absolutely love how unique the magic system is, and I can't wait to learn more. I love Bree as a character. She's so strong and wonderful, but also so incredibly human. Watching her work through the grieving process was such a vulnerable experience, and I'm so pleased with how the author went about it.
Hi, so I started Legendborn yesterday and I'm about 18% into the book, and so far it's decently interesting. I'm very hopeful for the romantic relationship and just in general characters I want to see more and to see connect with Bree. I'm very hopeful that the story is going to go in that direction. Specifically, I would love to see more of Selwyn's character and get to know him a bit more. He's very intriguing to me and I just have enjoyed him a lot in Legendborn, and I like the complexity of his character, especially with the things we find out at the end of Legendborn. So I'm very excited to continue to get to know him, and at least what's been shown in the first 18%, I do think we're going to get to see more of him, which is very exciting. And then also, as I mentioned, I don't like the romantic lead interest Bree's person in book 1. I don't dislike him as a character, I just dislike him for her. They don't have any chemistry in my opinion, and I just don't see why they liked each other really all that much, and they fell for each other so quickly. So I'm hoping that ends and either there's no romance or it's with somebody else. I do have someone in mind that I would love for it to be with. However, I'm not going to say who because I'm trying to do this spoilers free. I don't know how well I'm going to do at that, but I'm trying. So that's kind of where I'm at. I will be honest, I'm not really in the mood to read it because it's been so dark and gloomy out the last week. It's been raining a lot, which is uncommon here in the winter time. Usually summertime is the rainy season, but it's been very dark and gloomy. So we have just great weather and weather that I love this week. And so I've just, honestly, this whole month, I've just been very much in the mood to read darker, higher fantasies, not urban, because this one is definitely urban. And so I've decided to listen to it instead because rating wise, it just wasn't clicking with what I was in the mood for. However, as I said, that's just purely because I'm not in the mood to physically read it. Listening to it, I don't mind at all. And honestly, listening to it has been pretty interesting so far. I didn't think I would click with the audiobook, to be honest, but I've listened to it and it's been quite gripping and interesting. And the wonderful thing is I can finally understand how the Welsh and Scottish words are said, because even though she has a translation guide, I was struggling. Welsh and then Scottish are both languages and accents that I'm not the most familiar with. And so correctly saying things has been a bit difficult. So being able to hear those words have been quite nice, because reading them, I've never seen the language before. So a lot of the time it just looked like someone smashed down on a keyboard to my eyes. And so I feel like I can understand it better because I'm hearing actual people say the words. So that's been nice. But yes, it's been interesting so far, and I'm really excited to keep going with it. And yeah. Hi, so I finished Bloodmarked, and it's been a while. I don't actually remember if I even introduced the fact that I read Bloodmarked, but for argument's sake, let's just say that I did. And if I didn't, well, it's been a while. Life got in the way of things, so yeah. I ended up giving Bloodmarked 4 stars, which I think was the same that I gave Legendborn. Let me check. Yes, so I gave Legendborn 4 stars as well, and I really liked it, and I still feel very solidified in my opinion that Bree and Nick should not date. I think she should end up with someone else. I've kept this pretty spoiler free, I'm pretty sure. So I'm really enjoying the series. I do think that Nick is not the person Bree should end up with personally. I think she is much better suited to another character. I think they just connect a lot better. They have a lot more natural chemistry. Whereas with Nick and Bree, it feels a lot more like they think they like each other, but it's really just their nights that are so close, rather than actually them having that actual love for each other, if that makes sense. They definitely care for each other, however, I don't think that they romantically love each other, if that makes sense. In general, just having read more of this book, I really just love how both mythology and history are interwoven into the magic system of this world, and how eloquently she speaks about the things that happen, because slavery and the history of slavery is a very large part of this book, and I'm not someone who can necessarily speak on it, but in my opinion, I do think that she did a very good job at interweaving it respectfully, but also using it in her magic system, and I really enjoyed how she did that. And I haven't heard any complaints about people whose opinions are a lot more important than mine, so I assume that most people agree with me on that, which is obviously a good thing. And I love that the plot in this book was consistently interesting. In Legendborn, there were a couple of spots where I felt a bit bored and it felt a bit slow, and it was most likely largely due to the fact that we had to world build and learn the history and learn the magic and understand everything. But in this book, it felt a lot more go and a lot more action based, which was very interesting, and I really enjoyed that. And it just really kept me intrigued, and I did listen to this one almost fully, whereas I read the first one, and both mediums are very good for me. The writing style just made me read it a bit more slowly, so I wanted to pick up the audio instead, but both were very well done and engaging. Yeah, that's really the only thoughts that I have on the books. I can't wait to read Oathbound. It's not out yet when filming, so I can't wait for that. I'm probably going to listen to it as well. I already have my hold at the library. So I'm very excited. I have absolutely no clue if this is going to be the final book in the series. I'm honestly just going to go to a bookstore when it comes out and go look at the spine and see if the sword is complete. Because on the books there's a sword going across the spine, and I'm just going to assume that once the sword is complete, that's the final book. But I have no idea if this is going to be the last book. I'm very confused. People say it's a trilogy, so I'm leaning toward this as the final book. However, who knows? I guess we'll find out when we read it, when it comes out. I probably won't guess it very quickly, which is unfortunate, but that's okay. So I'm excited, it's been fun, and I'm very happy that I picked it up. That's really all that I have to say. If you've read the series so far, please let me know your opinions on it. Did you think that it was necessary to know about King Arthur and the Round Table going into this, or did you find that the way she explained it was enough for you? I think if I could go back, I definitely would have wanted to watch maybe just a quick 20-30 minute video on YouTube giving a summary of the myth so that I could understand it better. But yes, let me know what you thought of that. If you like me or my videos, I would really appreciate a like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like it. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. Bye.